Hey guys, this is a new video of some updates that I've done to the 2018 Indian Scout Bobber. In my last video, I showed you how to modify the mirrors, and I only did the right side of the mirror, but I never completed that. I just changed it up, but we'll get into that in a second. This video is basically about the drag bars, and we're going to take a look at them here. A couple of different things I've done. Added the rectangle mirrors, the new Headlight Indian headlight, as you can see here. I did have the Hogworks black LED headlight on my previous videos. I went ahead and splurged for this. And then I also ordered the flat tracker headlight too. There's a video on YouTube of a guy in England with his cafe racer style Indian Scout. So I ordered this thing. Had that mocked on the front for a while. The only thing is the LED lights in this come with just a positive and negative wire for each one. So when I installed it, it just started flickering, and it was kind of a pain in the ass, to tell you the truth. I actually liked the way it looks. It was different. But this actually did get in the way with the drag bars, and I'll get into that in a second. Anyway, the drag bars here I ordered from IndianAftermarket.com. A guy named Marcus, that's his site. Great customer service, answers the phone when you call. We'll talk to you at length about things on your bike. So very happy. These are 1-inch bars that are tapered to 7/8 on the end, so they accommodate everything. They are not steel hollow bars. They are machined aluminum. So they're solid aluminum from end to end. But let's talk about the look. As you can see there, nice low profile look with the mirrors. I'm going to talk about clearance issues real quick, because there are none. So I've got my mirrors on each end here, and as you can see, I'll go lock to lock on it. No clearance issues under the starter switch. Not even close on the tank, and that's lock to lock on both sides. So that's cool. Comfort wise, reaching forward, I like it. I've had drag bars on other bikes, so I highly recommend these. Of course, you got to use caution when putting these on. Make sure your tank's covered up with a towel. It does help to have another person hold the accessories, or the Speedo, for example. But otherwise, very comfortable. I'm very happy with them. A little pricey, but like I said, it's not just a hollow steel tube. Now, because it's solid aluminum, you're not going to be able to drill holes all the way through. You can still drill a hole, but it's just not going to go off all the way through. So just drill deep enough, and we'll talk about that in a second. Only clearance issue, putting drag bars on here. Your banjo right here would typically be high enough that it would come across here and go down behind the headlight bezel. There is a clearance issue between the banjo and the top of your triple tree. So you'll have to loosen the banjo nut, rotate this ever so slightly to clear it, and then you're going to have to run your brake cable under here. Now, because this was silver, what I did was I just wrapped this in electrical tape. So from a distance, looks real clean, still works, no issues. Let's talk about drilling those holes. So you've got these little wire retention things here, little clips. Well, I'm not going to drill holes up into there. I'm just going to use real thin zip ties or Velcro straps. But you will have to drill a hole to make this fit and this fit, because when you separate these, there is a little nipple or stem, for lack of a better term, that you'll have to drill into the bar so these can close shut. Same on this side. So again, IndianAftermarket.com. Marcus is a guy to talk to. Well worth it. They also sell that 240 rear tire from RC Concepts or Customs, whoever they are. But anyway, the 240 wide rear tire is available, which I will be doing next, along with the Freedom Radical Radius exhaust. Let's talk about what I did to the mirrors. So if you remember my last video, I used a tap and die, and I tapped into this, and I had a full stem at that time. Well, I successfully used the tap and die, but when I did the left side, I screwed it all up. So the stem from these rectangle mirrors is just placed into the hole, and it's glued with JB Weld. Now JB Weld, as you know, works well as long as you have bare metal. So you've got bare hollow aluminum, or bare aluminum rather, inside the stem here, and the stem of the mirror is metal. So don't put the JB Weld on there while it's mounted. Just take them off, lay them on the ground, and I left it for 24 hours and it's rock solid. I mean, it's not going anywhere. Now, as far as these rectangle mirrors, these were ones that were mounted on a stem up here, and they were on eBay. They were like $18. So I just took these off the stem and again mounted them in there, cut the bottom of these off, and then painted it to cover up all the aluminum. So drag bars, rectangle mirrors, and the headlight here. And of course, this is your LED daytime running light. Those are your headlights, those are your high beams. I would turn it on, but honestly guys, as soon as you put it on in front of the camera, you can't see shit. I mean, it's just blurs everything out. Since the last video also, I removed my front fender. If you recall, I had a front fender on there, and this is what I did. I bought the black Indian war bonnet, and I had it on the front of the fender. I kind of liked it. It looked good, and I may at some point put it back on. So if you're wondering about that, yeah, it's not bad. $100 for the war bonnet. It actually looks good, gives it a more vintage look. But when I took the fender off and I'm looking at the bike, I'm like, man, I really like the naked look. And people say, yeah, well, you're gonna get mud and water and rocks in your face. Well, I'm in South Carolina in Myrtle Beach, so get a little bit of rain. I typically don't ride in the rain, and the weather's 90% of the time really good. So there's no issues there. I'm not really worried about that. And plus, I always wear a full face helmet. Anyway, drag bars again, highly recommend. The stance, just with the shape of the bars and the rectangle mirrors, it just looks low, mean, and nasty, just the way I like it. Anyway guys, I've babbled on enough. The next video I do will probably be with the Radical Radius Freedom Flow exhaust, and then thereafter the 240 rear tire. All right, hopefully this video was a little informative for you and answered some questions. Take care.